admissions representative, Joel Ontiveros. Thank you so much for coming on today. We really appreciate it. Today we're just going to talk a little bit about UCLA, what the school is like, application process, and what makes UCLA so great. So what people ask the most, and I know this is probably a simple question, you get it all the time, but how do you get into UCLA?
Yeah, I think for students who will be applying in the future, they really need to pursue those things that they're interested in. A lot of times, we read applications and I see that students have tried to do something just for the sake of the application, right? They've done really well and gotten straight A's in high school, but maybe they didn't take rigorous curriculum offered at the high school. Maybe they were very involved with a handful of clubs, but they only did like 1 to 2 hours of each club each week. They didn't show dedication in anything. So it looks different for different student types, different applicant types. And that's where it goes back to, right? There's no one way of getting in, but for those students that truly are passionate about the thing they're doing, and I know passionate is a vague term, right?
Yes,
but as long as they're doing the things that they're interested and they want to do, that's going to help them to potentially be admissible. A lot of times I get this question really from the parents, right? It's from y'all's parents. And when I'm talking to the parents, sometimes the parents think that there's a formulaic way to be admitted. And you could play that formula game for a long time for many different
I
know, exactly, for many different colleges and universities. But ultimately, whenever I have that conversation with parents, eventually what I want the parents to say is like, so my students should be doing what they are interested in, what they want to pursue, and I'm always saying yes, that is what's going to translate best on an application.
Of course. And now, life on campus. As a Bruin, can you kind of talk about your dorms, which are very popular, as well as your lovely dining hall? I actually have a friend who goes to UCLA, and I'm jealous every morning I see her post avocado toast on her Snapchat. So kind of talk about the perks and the everyday life as a UCLA student.
My residential life office would get mad at me, but we don't call them dorms anymore. We call them residential facilities. Dorms are where you live, but residential facilities are where you live and learn. So, so we have obviously wonderful on-campus housing options. We have a 3-year on-campus housing guarantee. We're very proud of that guarantee.
3 years.
3 years, even in LA. Nobody believes me, but 3 years. And we don't require students ever live on campus, but we see over 90% of freshmen choose to live on campus. We think it's the best way to kind of integrate and transition into the university. And then one of those big perks is, yes, our dining hall food. Dining services at UCLA is ranked #1 on the West Coast. So you don't have to go far to have wonderful eateries on campus. We have our dining halls, which are buffet style, get as much as you like to eat. And then we have our grab-and-go quick marts, where you take a sandwich and smoothie to class, or a coffee bagel in the morning, whatever you need.
Okay, and moving on from that, I think we're going to do a few questions that students from DHS actually kind of had about the university, specific programs, and just about the school in general. So as a transfer student, does that propose any advantages for admissions?
For the transfer process, it's just a much more transparent process in the sense that when transferring, the biggest thing is major choice, right? And so we can tell you exactly what you need to do when applying for certain majors at any UC, but including UCLA. We're just more definitive as far as how we can counsel students. Our priority within the UC is always that transfer students come from California community colleges. A lot of students think they should go to another 4-year and out-of-state school and try and transfer. But our California community colleges, we have articulation agreements with all 114 of them in the state. And so you can go to any of those. We can easily be able to counsel you and tell you how you can apply exactly. Now there's still majors at the transfer level that are competitive, but we can just be more transparent about what that looks like.
So there's no guarantee if you transfer, but it doesn't.
There's no guarantee for UCLA. We do have a transfer admission guarantee for 6 of our UC campuses, exactly. But not at UCLA, there's never a guarantee. It's just more transparent. We can be more open and honest about what that admission process looks like.
Okay. What does UCLA do in regards for diversity and embracing it and making sure that all students feel welcomed? of course, like with this year, and there's obviously a lot of controversies over different campuses across the United States, diversity is very important for some students. So what do you guys do to make sure that your students are comfortable and feel like they're in a diverse community?
For us, what we can do at the time of recruitment, right, when I'm out in fall, is talk to as many students as we possibly can, right? We want to make sure that they know that UCLA is an option for them to at least give it a shot. Once you are coming to campus, we have our first year experience office, the FYE office, and their only goal and initiative is to make sure first years feel welcome on campus, whether that's through living on campus, whether that's through being a part of the Bruin commuters, students who don't live on campus but have an organization to come to. Maybe that's the multicultural groups on campus where they hold their own admin events during spring to make sure that students who identify with that group feel like there's a place for them at UCLA. So the campus has multiple ways in which we want to include those students. Once they're on campus, absolutely, there's always going to be debate as far as what a diverse campus looks like.
What a welcome.
And for us, I think along with that first year experience office, our first year retention rate is 97%. We're very proud of that number. We, for a big public university like us, have that many first years continue on into their second year. We think if we can make that happen into your second year, that's probably going to last all the way until graduation. So finding that pocket is tough at a big school, I think, but we have multiple strategies and ways in which we want to make sure students find that sense of community right off the bat before they're even in classes.
That's great to hear.
Totally.
And before we close up, do you have anything else you would like to add about UCLA? Anything you want everybody to know about UCLA? What makes UCLA UCLA?
I think for, whether you're a senior or a potential student applying in the future, it's just all about going to college. And I want you to give it a shot for us. I know a lot of times students don't think it's attainable, but they would be surprised how their passions can actually provide an avenue or route towards our university, whether that's at the freshman level, whether that's at the transfer level. We can always be an option, right? And I think we're doing a much better job of reaching out to our California residents. I'm your Bay Area rep, so if y'all ever have questions, you can always shoot me an email. But it's about just you pursuing what you're interested in. That's going to get you to higher education if that's your route. And if you want that college and university experience, I want to be one of your options if we can make it happen.
Great. Well, guys, thank you so much for watching this week. Remember, regardless if it's UCLA or not, when you go to college, you'll find your place for sure. Make sure to watch next week, and thank you so much, Joel, for coming on.
No problem.